Hello, my name is Luby, aka Lubidius, and welcome back to another round of Katawa Shoujo. Last time, we finished Lily's route, but that is only 1/5 of the game, and I'm not gonna lie, that route was incredible, like amazing. So if all the other routes are like half as good as Lily's route, I'll still play them all for you, honestly. And I put up a vote on one of my Discord servers that I'm in, and now I know which girl I'm going for next. However, she is not in the thumbnail because I don't want to spoil people. So what we're going to do is we're going to start from the beginning and skip mode. If you don't mind, I'll just cut ahead to whenever we get to some new dialogue or a choice that matters. I know the choices that I have to do to get into this girl's route, but I don't know like the correct options for like good or bad endings. So we're just gonna skip ahead, cut ahead, over to some new dialogue or a new choice. Anyway, there's Shizune and Misha. I feel like you don't need a lot of recap for Act 1, but yeah, there's Shizune and Misha. Hisao had a heart attack, and now he is at Yamaku Academy, a school for disabled people. And he sure is gonna meet a lot of characters here, including Kenji. Right there. Okay, so who are we going for this time? Shizune, Hanako, Rin, or Emi? You're just gonna have to wait and see, won't you? But yeah, here's a little hint, though. There's only like 2 choices that matter towards getting this girl's route. There's only like 2 choices that actually matter. Anyway, it's a trap. It's smart to play defensively here. Yeah, it really doesn't matter what we say. I'm just trying to get through the game as fast as possible right now to get some new stuff. Anyway, oh my god! Wait! Lily! Yeah! Woo! Lily! Guys, it's Lily! Oh my god! Oh my god, look, Lily's on the screen! It's awesome! I love Lily. She's awesome. Anyway, there's Hanako. Also very cool. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I wonder if we'll be going for your route this time, Hanako. I'm not sure. Anyway, here's more funny Kenji hijinks. Yeah, she was cute. Why would I lie about Hanako being not cute? Also, for some reason, I don't know. My voice is not great today. I'm sorry if I, like, say something wrong, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna go talk with Hanako. Yeah! Oh, wait, there's Emi. Whew. She bumps into Hisao here, and, yeah. She bumps into Hisao, and, he gets a minor little, heart flutter. I love how Misha just pops in with a bang there. Oh my god, look, it's Rin. I wonder if he'll be doing Rin's route this time. Oh, I'm leaving you all in so much mystery about who I'm going for next. Oh my god. Misha jump scare. Anyway, hi Rin, hi Rin, hi Rin. Oh, wait. Does it have it? Yeah, keep skipping after choices. No. Here's the first route. Here's the first question that actually matters. Here's the first choice that matters. You see, the nurse here is asking us if we'll take exercise seriously. Last time, I chose maybe, because I was acting on what I think I would choose, instead of what Hisao would choose. But I don't really care. It feels like a wrong option or whatever, because at the end, I got Lily. So, I'm pretty happy. But sure, I'll take exercise more serious from now on. Yeah, I promise. Definitely. He studies me for a moment, and then shrugs, smiling again. Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit. Consultation? See you around! He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer. He walked to Rin, who has been waiting, idly leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. So just from that choice alone, you might be able to get a little guess of who we're going for this time, you know? Anyway, let's keep skipping. Because we still need to catch up to some new choices and new dialogue. Also, you can probably tell that box had been checked. So yeah, I did choose yes before. Um, but that's just because I wanted to test out the game a bit. I haven't actually read any of the new dialogue. But anyway, this isn't dialogue. I'm surprised to discover that I'm not the only one present at the track. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. The prosthetic-legged girl who bowled me over in the hallway yesterday is running on the track lithely, like a half-mechanical gazelle. I honestly wouldn't say that Hisao. Okay, just focus. Hisao is like in his Act 1 character development right now. He doesn't have his Act 4 character development right now, okay? You're just gonna have to bear with him for a little while. What was her name again? It was a short one, but I can't remember. She seems to be running laps at a somewhat easy lope, her prosthetic legs clacking rhythmically on the hard track surface. I wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's something akin to mine, and the nurse is oppressing the poor girl to jog, just like he's oppressing me. I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health and his prompting me to do so. And even with things being like they are, it's only because I wanted to get it out of the way early. The fact that I'll be less likely to encounter someone who would witness my pitiful attempts to get in shape was merely a happy accident. I'd leave, but it seems my former assailant noticed me on her last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over. Okay. I gotta get an Emmy voice established, because I'm gonna be honest, I have a voice for every other girl, except for Emmy. I want a high-pitched, tomboyish voice going on here, like, Good morning! Your name is Asao, right? She grins, seemingly pleased that she remembered my name. You may not remember me. Emmy, I knocked you over in the hall yesterday. How could I forget such a blunt introduction? Emmy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling. Yeah, sorry about that. Again. Well, so long as you don't make a habit of it, I suppose I'll be fine. Great! I'm not sure she realized I was joking. So the spy consultant the nurse was talking about, is that actually you? That's right. Oh, I was expecting someone on the nursing staff, to be honest. What? Are you saying I don't look like I could be a spy? No, this is more like a relief. I was afraid you would have someone to watch my every move. Unless you're here to do exactly that. No, I'm here for my own reasons. The nurse just asked me if I had seen a messy-haired transfer student who looks like he's kind of lost around the track. So why are you down here? Emmy strikes a dramatic pose. Training! For what? Track! Ah, I see. You're in the track team then. Emmy nods enthusiastically. Yep, I'm one of the better runners too. And modest about it too. So this technically might not be like new dialogue, but we're still gonna go through it. Hey, you should join up. It's good exercise, I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me. Nah, I'm not even sure that I really like running all that much. Plus, I'm just not into organized sports, It's true, I never really got that much into soccer. I mean, I run around with my friends and all, but that was really the only reason I ever played. It wasn't for the glory to be found in the field, that's for sure. Emmy seems to understand my meaning. I see. Not into the whole organization thing. But now that you're here, I guess we're gonna run together, huh? What? Sure, I guess. Emmy seems pleased. Are you gonna warm up? Real men don't warm up, Emmy. I will hurt my body. Oh no, you should always warm up. That is how. She scolds me enthusiastically, but then smiles and leans closer. I hate warming up too. She laughs suddenly. Heck, and I don't even have to stretch my legs. As if to confirm her statement, she bounces up and down a couple of times, giving a passing impression of standing on a pair of springs. Her leg blades seem to be quite elastic. Let's go! So we both take off around the track, and I can immediately see that she wasn't lying about being good at running. Emmy moves fluidly, throwing herself into the run with a sort of wild abandon. I find myself concentrating more on running properly. Hands spread, right? And something about hitting on the balls of your feet rather than the heels. I try to match my stride to Emmy's, but it's pretty difficult. Apparently I'm not very good at it. Maybe Emmy can help me with that sometime. I'm really not feeling up to more than a couple of laps today, and slow to a walk pretty quickly. Emmy keeps running. Doesn't seem to notice I've stopped until she passes me a second time. She quickly skids to a halt, breathing steadily in contrast to my own somewhat gasping demeanor. Finished already? I hang my head ruefully. Yeah, I'm not in very good shape right now. Emmy nods and then grins at me again. She seems to do a lot of smiling. Well, the important thing is that you started, right? Next time, just hold out longer, and longer, and longer, and eventually be great. I'll keep that in mind. But I think right now I'm going to get ready for class. Shouldn't you? Emmy shrugs unconcernedly. Nah, I've got plenty of time. I notice that she's not wearing a watch. Are you sure? Another careless shrug. Not really, but I gotta finish my routine. See you later, Sal. Yeah, see ya. I'm not sure whether this morning's experiment was a success or a failure, but I'll admit that I do feel slightly good about getting out there this morning. And like Emmy said, I just need to keep at it in order to get better, right? Practice makes perfect or something like that. It's nice to at least to feel like I've taken some semblance of control over my own health. I'll have to try to keep this up. Anyway, let's keep skipping. Ah! I forgot! He ain't got no nipples! Ah, God, I almost forgot the scene existed for a little bit. Oh, God! I love how Misha just keeps showing up with a bang. Anyway, I think this is the fight. Yep! Uh, yeah, hey, come on, cut me and Lily some slack. Ah, nice to see Lily again. Love to see Lily. Always love to see Lily. Now here's me and Hanako talking and hanging out, and we're gonna help Lily over here. And there's Kenji again. Whoa, hey, look at all this Lily and Hanako stuff we're doing. I sure wonder if we're gonna do one of their routes this time. I sure wonder. Oh, hey, new text. Haha. That's when the skip mode stops. Just when the hell does she come? Okay, let me go back a bit so we can actually get settled about what's happening here. My morning alarm goes off, and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decided to give morning runs another shot. I don't know if this is my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health, after all. Sure, things haven't been great for me lately. Sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it would appear that I'm not alone in my run. Emmy has apparently been here for some time. Looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway? Oh, it's you! I'm surprised to see you again. Why's that? Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. She frowns, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it's not supposed to be a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning. A shrug, and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. The frown disappears entirely, and she seems to snap back to her previous train of thought. So, come on then! What? You're here to run again, right? Well, yes. So come on! I find myself suddenly grabbed and yanked onto the track. Things seem to be set on mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling, while Emmy moves with an effortlessness that I find enviable. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know I should be patient, work toward things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We round the track and start on our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient keeping pace with me and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? Don't take it easy, Asao. Go for it! What am I doing here? Am I really just gonna fold and let Emmy pull ahead? I speed up. The second lap's done quickly, and without even considering it, I keep going. Emmy looks back over her shoulder at me and grins. Still going? Want you to think I'm out of shape? Emmy laughs, without breaking her stride no less, and speeds up even more. Well, if this is the way we're gonna play things, I increase my own pace as well. I can feel my lungs burning, and my legs are starting to question just what the hell I think I'm doing. Lactic acid screams in my muscles, but I close my ears. I can't let myself fall behind, because that would be a loss. The rational voice in my head inquires mildly, just when we start playing a game. I'd answer it, but I'm having a lot of trouble thinking I'm present. She's so fast! How the hell does she keep it? Ugh! It's like a string pulling at my chest, a choking feeling of narrowness and pain. Before I can think of anything else, then, oh shit, the track disappears from under my feet. I stumble, one hand shooting down to clutch in my chest, the other hitting the track to keep me from falling on my face. Emmy whirls around and her eyes widen. Hisao! She yells at me, sprinting from the other side of the track. What's wrong? Nothing, just keep your breathing steady. Calm down. Don't panic. Don't panic. Do you need me to get the nurse? I close my eyes, shutting out the outside world. My heart struggles to regain its rhythm. Slowly, the pain in my chest begins to subside. Soon it's gone like nothing happened. It was nothing? No, something happened there. I opened my eyes again and glanced at a very worried Emmy. I think I'm fine. My voice sounds weird even to myself, oddly even and matter of fact. It makes Emmy frown. I don't think you are. She seems to come to a decision and nods to herself. Right, you're coming with me. You've got to see the nurse. Emmy grabs my arm and drags me up. I feel a bit wobbly, but I refuse to shoulder Emmy offers for support. Honestly, I'm a little ashamed of my own weakness. I'd really rather not have Emmy concerned about me, but it seems to be too late. Heck, I'd really rather not have anyone concerned about my condition, though at this point it seems to be too late for that as well. I'd like to be able to deal with the whole thing on my own, without being a bother to anyone else. While I'm wishing for things, I'd rather not have this condition in the first place. Nurse! Emmy crashes into his office without knocking, but it doesn't alarm the nurse in the least. Good morning, Sunshine. What's up? Sunshine? Anyway, Calmly sips from his coffee mug, but lays it down after following Emmy's gaze to me looming in the doorway. So, what brings you here? We were running, and he stumbled over and started grabbing at his chest, and I thought I'd come get you and make him wait there, but he said, Easy there, Emmy. Calm down. So, what happened? I don't know. We were running, and then my chest started hurting like that time before, but went away after a few seconds. By the way, I didn't click and cut off Emmy's text. No, the game did that by itself. The game did it by itself. It was just a flutter or something. The nurse frowns, as if to say that just a flutter is some kind of oxymoron. I didn't mean quite this when I suggested to get some exercise. You gotta be more careful, Asao. I was being careful. Come to think of it, I just got into a race with a member of the track team. Doesn't seem as well reasoned as I thought it would. You just what? That is, I was racing Emmy. Emmy, is this true? Emmy fidgets, looking adorably contrite. Well... Finally, she can't seem to bring herself to say it aloud, and merely nods. The nurse sighs and rubs at his forehead with one hand tiredly. Emmy, you got to be more sensitive to the limits of others. I don't know if he told you, but Sal has a bad heart. Getting him to race you was incredibly irresponsible. Actually, I started it. The nurse is stunned by my statement. You what? We were just running, and Emmy started to pull away, and so I, sped up to catch her. The nurse stares at the ceiling, mutters a prayer for patience to some god or another, and looks back down at the both of us. So, you're both stupid. That's a comfort, I guess. Now come on, Isao. I've got to make sure your heart's not going to explode or something. I dutifully obey and follow him to the adjacent room, where he ascertained that I am, in fact, not going to keel over and die. So, how does it feel? I don't know. Nothing much. Tired, but it might just be from the exercise. You should stay here for a few hours and rest, and we'll see how you feel after that. I'm not going to object, so I lie down on the infirmary bed. A thoroughly miserable Emmy comes in after getting an earful from the nurse in the other room. I couldn't hear what he said through the closed door, but I'm sure it wasn't pleasantries. Look, I'm, really sorry. I should have been more careful. Hey, no, it's not your fault. She looks awfully down and sorry, and my reassurances don't do anything much to cheer her up. I, want to make it up to you. Again with a decisive nod. So, you have to come to lunch with me. I'll bring it for you, okay? Something really, really good. I start with a you don't have to, but then shut up and just nod at her when I see her face. Good. You meet on the roof. We? Yep, the weather's nice now, so the roof's a great spot for lunch, you know. I see. You'll come, right? You wouldn't deny me the chance to make it up to you. Of course not. Great! See you there! By the way, you're gonna have to get used to my voice for Emmy changing a lot, because I'm still trying to find my footing there. I stay afloat somewhere between asleep and awake, feeling completely drained. Not only my body, but all of me is limp and paralyzed, apart from my senses. I swallow with difficulty, and then try to lie as still as I can, which in this state is not a very hard thing to do. The nurse is shuffling around the other... Oh god, that was a burp. That was an awful, terrible burp. Really hope you didn't hear that. The nurse is shuffling around on the other side of the curtains he drew to give me privacy. I can see a shadow shifting about in the sunlight. He's up in the window of his office. It's windy outside. The clean white curtains flutter in the breeze in a heavy, lazy motion, like waves. Light sifts through them slowly, half absorbing into the fabric. Sal's going to sleep. I close my eyes. The breeze on my face feels like the soft fabric of the curtains. I listen to the sound of my heartbeat for a moment, trying to shut out the sound of the nurse tapping away on his computer, and my own heavy breathing. It's steady. Damn it, not even a week and I end up like this again. I really screwed up this time. Should have known better than to play the half-baked sports star in front of a real one. Why did I try to act brave, like that heart flutter was no big deal, even when it was so obvious that it was? It was just a reflex, to push it away, to keep it inside. I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want Emmy to see it. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I have to be more careful, or I'll end up in the hospital again, or worse. That's my final thought before I give in to the tiredness. Oh hey, I thought we were gonna get one of those like I thought we were gonna get one of those like Katawa Shoujo logo transition scenes. I fell asleep. For how long? What time is it? I'm feeling a little lightheaded and I keep blinking compulsively. Pushing the curtain aside, I squint my eyes against the unfiltered light pouring in from the window. The texture of the canvas feels nothing like the wind did before. The nurse looks up from his work, sitting exactly where he was before. How are you feeling? I can't really tell, so I don't answer anything. I'm feeling kind of groggy from falling asleep at such a weird time. Hopefully I don't look too weird. What time is it? Me croaking the question to gain some orientation. The nurse looking at his wristwatch before answering. Things seem to happen in slow motion. 10:15. I try to think for a moment what that means, but I'm not really sure. You didn't answer my question, Sal. Oh, fine. Climb down from that bed then, and let's see how you're doing. Don't. I try to do exactly that, only to sway dizzily when I move too fast. The nurse moves to support me by an arm and size. Stand up too quickly is what I was gonna say. Just sit there, I'll check your pleasure. Yeah, I'll check your pleasure to make sure. My good intentions sure lasted for a long time. I shut up, embarrassed of myself, while the nurse gets busy with an old-fashioned contraption in my arm. After a couple of minutes, he puts it away, looking neither pleased nor unhappy. You're alright. Head stop spinning? Yeah. Good. And how are the contents doing? You didn't show very good judgment out there, Sal. I swallowed the retort I was gonna make. It's what I was thinking myself, but hearing it stated by somebody else makes me want to protest. What he's saying isn't pleasant to hear. It doesn't make him any less right. No, sir. He nods, still looking as neutral as he was before. It'd be easy to be angry at him if he said, "told you so" or something, but he doesn't. I can try and help you to keep your health, but ultimately the last call lies with you. Hopefully this little episode will be something to remind you of that. Here, a note for your teacher, to avoid an interrogation. Take the slip of paper he's offering, and then make my leave, as I can't think of anything else to say, nor even really want to. Stay out of trouble, you hear me? I don't think it was anything but a scare, but next time could be different. I hear ya. There is some way to get to the school building straight from the auxiliary building, but I'm not keen to find out and possibly get lost, so I go out from the exit that I know works. I stop at the stairs of the auxiliary building, deliberating for a moment between going to the dorms to get my books and stuff, and going straight away to the class. The sun stings my eyes, so I head towards the dorms. The halls are quiet as the courtyard was, naturally so since everyone is in class. I knock lightly at the door of 3-3 and push open the door, and Muto calls from the other side. Sorry I'm late. 15 pairs of eyes turn to me. Good morning, Nakai. Muto seemed to be somewhat confounded by my coming in late, as if I interrupted his flow or something. Judging from the rambling lectures his classes tend to be, that might be the case. I pass him the note the nurse gave me. Muto takes it with a nod and reads it quickly. He lifts his eyebrows and gives me a kind of stern look, but doesn't say anything, just nods solemnly again. I shrug and he gestures at me to run along, so I naturally do. The class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. And also, is this new text? No, it's not new text! Oh, but this is! Normally, I join the flow and grab a lunch myself, but today's different. Today, I've been invited to lunch on the roof. Hey, look at that new dialogue, baby. New events happening. An odd location, but that is where I was told to go. Fortunately, I managed to find shelter from the storm in the lee of the classroom door. Eventually, the torrent subsides, and I step tentatively out into the hallway, only to be met by Emmy, who comes flouncing down the hallway like a cannonball. Ugh, I feel kind of hiccupy, and the water isn't helping. The water is my secret elixir. It's what helps me read all this stuff. But it's just not working today. Hey! Hi, Sal! Great timing! I have super extra lunch today, it's promised. Let's go upstairs! The stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been used recently. At the top of the stairs is a door, complete with missing padlock. I wonder who the intrepid individual was that removed the lock. Anyway, I'm expecting Rin to be up here. Emmy shoves the door open and steps beaming into the sunlight. Yeah, I was right. Rin, because Rin and Emmy are friends, I'm pretty sure. Suddenly, a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Emmy flinches back, almost falling back down the stairs. Eek! Hello. Yipes! You scared me, Rin! Wait, isn't she... Hello. Noticing that Rin is speaking to me, Emmy looks curiously at me. You two, know each other? I look confusedly at Emmy. She's that friend of yours? Rin has turned her gaze towards the clouds drifting above the school. I didn't know you knew this person, Emmy. The awkward silence lasts only for a few seconds until Emmy lets out a tiny giggle, shrugging the coincidence off. I invited Hisao for lunch. If you know him, that's just better. Oh, does this mean I don't get food? Why didn't you invite him for lunch without the lunch? Neither. I have food for 3. Nice thinking. We walk to the other end of the roof while I stay at the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. There's nobody else but us here. I guess the roof isn't as popular as it is in other schools. A few run-down benches and tables are scattered around the edges, perhaps in an attempt to make the rooftop look less desolate. The small pebbles covering the roof rattle beneath our feet. I peek through the chain-link fence to take a look at the school grounds and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle and at the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards a convenience store nearby. Somewhere, a watchdog barks at a passerby. Somehow, when I look towards the town center, the small town feel strikes me very strongly, almost palpably. The hectic lifestyle of big metropolises seems so far away and foreign here. Nobody has to run to catch a bus like their life depended on it or get their senses overloaded by the neon lights and traffic jams. I feel surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine, looking at my new hometown, even if it's only going to be mine for one short year. Finding out about my illness and having to move away from home all came so suddenly I haven't had time to think about how I feel about it. When I step out of the shadow of the clock tower to the open, I feel warmth touching my back. The sun shines from a perfectly clear cerulean sky. A cool breeze sweeping over the rooftop makes me shiver, but only briefly. The wind carries the scent of trees and flowers, not smog and car exhaust like it used to just a few weeks ago. Emmy settles on a bench with Rin in tow and produces 1 big and 2 small lunchboxes from her bag. By the way, I'm pretty sure we've already seen this event before, but it's relevant to us right now, so whatever, I'll keep reading. Come on, Hisao, what are you waiting for? She's beckoning me to join them, making room on the already small bench. Ugh, okay, so that last Emmy voice I did kinda sounded like Misha. I wanna move away from that. I seat myself in the corner of the bench, take as little space as possible. It's pretty cramped, but somehow all 3 of us fit on it. Impressive view. Emmy suppresses a giggle and places the lunchbox in front of Rin and hands another lunchbox to me. Here you go. Lunch is promised. Homemade, no less. I'm impressed. Wow, this looks really good. Thanks. No, that's not Emmy's voice. That's not gonna be Emmy's voice. Ahem. I'm a professional voice actor. I need to chug some damn water. Thanks. I make it myself when I can. Conversation dies off as I set about the business of feeding myself. Taking a few bites, I glance up and notice Rin deftly opening the lunchbox and popping a forkful of food into her mouth, using only her feet. Even though I've seen it before, I can't help but be impressed at her dexterity. It's also a reminder of the sort of place I'm in right now. Will I ever get used to sights such as this? I can't decide if getting used to such a thing would be a good thing or a bad thing either. You see, this is Hisao at the beginning of the story. He's not fully developed yet. Okay, it would be a good thing. I said this last time, but I'm saying it this time. Does getting used to this place mean that I'm giving up on being a normal person? Just to become more understanding about those around me. Yes! I'm distracted from my thoughts by the sight of Emmy tearing into her lunch as if it had insulted her ancestors. You seem pretty hungry. Emmy looks up, mouth half full, and swallows before nodding. My morning run always works up an appetite, which is great because then I burn through lunch pretty quickly. Helps me keep my girlish figure. What would happen if you'd lose it? You become a man? I very nearly choke on my lunch trying not to laugh. It's a figure of speech! Does your figure have to run in the mornings too? Do you always talk like this? Talk like what? Like what? I think that answers my question. Never mind. So, I struggle to think of small talk and settle on the obvious question. How do you two meet? Rin seems content to let Emmy answer this question. Someone in the housing department thought that we'd complement each other well, so we were assigned rooms next to one another. Complement each other? Like shoes and, suit. Huh? Emmy giggles in my confusion. Put us together and we've got all our limbs, get it? Ah. So I started helping Rin get ready in the mornings, and that was that. I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every morning and not get along. I see. Rin chooses this moment to interject. I have trouble with shirts. Right, that seems, fairly obvious. Really? Kinda? This isn't helping, but at least Emmy seems to find the whole thing funny. That, combined with the fact that Rin is genuinely curious, makes me feel slightly better and yet confused. I mean, you've got no arms, so putting on a shirt seems like one of those things that would be difficult. You know what? I'm just gonna stop talking now. It'll save me a lot of trouble in the long run. Rin nods in what I suspect is meant to be in a sage manner. I see. The conversation dies as I turn my attention back to my lunch. It's really quite good. Emmy finishes her lunch first and makes a contented noise. Ah, that was good! As she busies herself with cleaning up her lunch, Rin speaks up. I'm thirsty. Oh, I almost forgot about that! Sorry! With a flourish, she reaches into her bag and removes a trio of juice boxes. She tosses me one that appears to be cranberry juice, one to Rin that appears to be some kind of strawberry milk, complete with pink color scheme, and keeps an equally pink box with some kind of fruit bunch for herself. Also, is it just me, or is the music in the background really, really quiet? Rin dexterously stabs her straw through the top of her box and begins to drink. I'm once again impressed by how flexible she is, but this time I keep my comment to myself. Somehow I don't think either Emmy or Rin are the sorts of people to think twice about the way they work around their particular disabilities. Rin is especially so. Indeed, she gives off the impression of being entirely unaware that she's missing any limbs at all. Whether or not that's a conscious decision is another matter. I'm honestly not sure. So, Hisao, how do you like it up here? It's quite nice, actually. I like high places, with a view. Thanks for inviting me up here. And, for the lunch, too. Emmy grins a 1,000-watt grin. Pleased by my response, I suppose. No problem. Feel free to eat with us next time, too, okay? I won't make you a lunch, but you can bring your own up here. No lunch service? I don't know. Emmy looks mock offended. Trying to take advantage of my good nature? The nerve! She giggles. Well, if that's your answer, I guess Rin and I will just keeping lunch all alone. I'm subtly assaulted by the most heart-rending puppy dog eyes I've ever seen as Emmy pouts. Kidding! I was kidding. I'd love to eat lunch up here again. Good location, and the company's okay, too. Emmy frowns a bit at my declaration of okay, but seems happy enough that I've accepted her invitation. I guess this makes us friends now. Or at least acquaintances. The lunch bell rings, signaling a return downstairs. Rin, you didn't finish your lunch again! I wasn't that hungry. If you don't eat more, you're gonna fade away! Rin shrugs, as if this is an acceptable risk. Come on, you better get going. The three of us head down the stairs together. The afternoon class passes. Once again, I find myself without a plan for something to do after school, so I head to the library to check up the books I finished reading. Skip mode activate! Okay, guess we're getting the new text immediately. Feeling utterly drained, I head to my room to read the books I borrowed. There's been enough action and excitement for one day already. The first is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I know the story, of course, but I've never actually read the original book. Me neither! It's just as trippy as I remember the story to be, with the wacky characters and a nonsense plot. I start thinking of myself as some kind of an Alice too, haplessly tumbling down the rabbit hole into this... Okay, look, hey, guys! This is Hisao in Act 1. He gets better. You know he gets better. Come on. Censored. Wonderland. Okay, that's a rather strong expression. You see, even he recognizes it. You see, he's getting better. Slowly. Hisao gets better because he's an actual character who gets character development and not just a blank slate for the player. I think that's very cool. Still, the isolated location and the overt way the school accommodates to absolutely everything is unsettling. It's like another world. I wonder why I can't shake the feeling of being an outsider like Alice, despite most everyone being so hospitable and friendly with me. Turning another page, my mind starts drifting further away from the book. It's quiet. I can hear my heartbeat thumping against the fabric of my shirt. For some reason, it makes me feel really bad, like it has since that time in the forest with Imanaka. Like I was locked in a cage or something nasty and scary. I put the book down for a while and stare at the ceiling, taking my time to shake off the feeling. 200 pages later, I fall asleep. Hey, it's our very first Katawa Shoujo logo transition of the video. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So we're still, going through Act 1, getting all the new scenes and dialogue that we can, because I don't want y'all to miss anything, Anyway, skip mode activated. Oh. New dialogue immediately. Why am I so sad that I'm getting new dialogue? I just want to see skip mode going its full potential. Muto stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he's trying to say. Not knowing what's going on, I wait silently. I heard from the school's head nurse that you had an incident the other day. Ah, so it's about that. Well, kind of, but it's not anything to be worried about. Yes, it is. Ugh. My Muto voice is very deep, and it requires the bottom of my throat. The bottom of my throat feels really dry, so you know what I'm gonna do? I swear to God, if I had a camera, you guys would see how violently I drink this water. Ahem. Yes, it is. Anything that can endanger your health is something to be worried about. We try our best here to prepare you for your life. Part of that involves knowing your limits and how to work around them. It would be remiss of me if I didn't speak up about this. Alright, I get it. I'm sorry. Muto closes his eyes in frustration, and I realize this probably wasn't the best thing to say. Something tells me that you're not sorry. Pretend as much as you want, but this isn't a normal school. A lot of people have put in a lot of time, effort, and money to make sure that you and every other student here can have the same level of education as your peers. For you to abuse that by throwing out advice, especially medical advice, is plain selfish. I'm not quite sure if this is actually how he feels, or if this is some act that he's practiced many times to guilt trip students into doing the right thing. Either way, it's working. I understand. This is all new to me, and I apologize. I know my limits now, and I'll be sticking to them. Muto appears to lighten up a little, satisfied that his message has been received. So then, on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we? I don't really think so. I tried to keep up when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't been too hard. Muto taps his chin and raises an eyebrow as he absorbs this information. Is that so? I suppose there are still students out there who realize the importance of learning. I wouldn't go that far. I was only trying to keep myself occupied in my little life support prison. Well, yeah, you've got to keep up with these things, right? That's exactly it. One wrong move in this world and you're left behind, right? Right. Wouldn't want that to happen. No, you wouldn't. Every week there's a new scientific discovery. Most of them mean nothing to the layperson, but any one of them could be the key to the next big thing. I'll keep that in mind. It's obvious that Muto's serious talk is over, and he's gone back to his standard, slightly scatterbrained approach to life. Muto is good people. I think, in hindsight, that I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability. Well then, I think that's all I really had to say. Let's get back inside, shall we? My relief at that suggestion is insurmountable. Sure, you're the boss, right? Muto pauses for a moment. I don't think any of my students have ever said that to me before. For an instant, I consider replying to this, but something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back into the classroom. But yeah, I really like Muto, and Hisao is kind of like his star pupil. Anyway, let's get that skip mode on! New dialogue, so fast. After about 10 minutes of restlessly shuffling in her seat and trying to read, Hanako closes her book and leaves too. As should I, since the assignment is all but finished and there's nothing else to do in the classroom. Not that I have anything to do anywhere else either. The school is a beehive of activity, but nobody pays me any heed. I saunter past classrooms filled with students frantically doing this and that, buzzing around like little worker bees. You wouldn't guess the school day is over. It's a bit quieter outside, but not by much. People zip by left and right, hurrying as quickly as they can, busy and energetic. I feel the opposite. The midday sun seems to be draining all the spirit out of my body, making it feel limp all over. Warm, soft air flows inside my shirt, feeling like a cushion. And I yawn lazily, thinking about what I do. Oh, yeah, also, I heard somewhere, I think, that some of these silhouettes in, like, the crowd stuff, I think some of those are, like, beta designs for the characters. Like, I think it's this one and this one, and that one. This one, and this one. I think those three or something. I'll drop my books off the dorms first, and then something I haven't decided yet. Maybe Kenji is in his room. Oh yeah, we're gonna go hang out with Kenji! On the way to the dorms, I spot Emmy coming my way, running despite not having those weird running prosthetics on. I wave at her and she stops. Yo, Hisao! Spatters of white and green paint adorn her nose and chin respectively, but her smile is wide, as it seems it always is. She leans closer to me, amplifying the feeling that she's examining me. Okay, come on. This is iconic. I gotta do a good voice here. What you doing? Nothing really. I don't have anything to do for the festival, and everyone else seems to be doing something important. That's perfect! You can help me and Rin! With the festival preparations? I'm not sure if I could be of much help. That's fine! I'm not much help either! Emmy grabs my wrists and starts dragging me back to the school quite forcefully. Even her walking speed is more like jogging, making me stumble over myself simply trying to keep up. The stairs slow Emmy down a little bit. Maybe it's hard to climb with her legs, or maybe she's finally run out of breath. We go all the way back to the 3rd floor and to the seniors' hallway, ending up where I left 5 minutes ago. I could just as well have stayed here waiting for Emmy had I known. So are you... Is Rin working on the mural, Seal? Muriel? That's right! She needs all kinds of paints and brushes and stuff, so I want to get some from the art classroom. And you need me to help with that? Well, Rin told me you already helped her, so I thought you wouldn't mind. I see. So, thanks to Emmy's flaky logic, here I am again, collecting stuff from the art classroom for other people. The room is empty apart from ourselves and the lonely specks of dust floating in the air. Emmy skips straight away to the back wall, digging out a tiny crumpled piece of paper from her pocket. While she tries to make sense of the scrawled handwriting, I take a closer look at the materials lying around here. Dozens of paint cans and bottles are arranged on the shelves in a most unorganized fashion. Some look like they've been left there for several decades, relics of previous art club generations. Next to the heavy stacks of neatly piled drawing paper are boxes full of different sized brushes and unsorted crayons. The smells of paint, turpentine, and fresh paper float in the stale air, mixing in my nostrils to form that unmistakable sense of art. Emmy studies her notes, comparing them to the markings on the various paint cans, and passes them to me as she finds the correct matches. She stretches her neck to look on the topmost shelf, but it's not quite enough. Her eye level stays below the shelf no matter what she does. Yeah, like I said, I think she's the shortest of the cast. Emmy gives up and just looks up to the shelf longingly, like a child at the toy store, huffing in annoyance. After... Sometimes I like the little animations this game tries to do sometimes. After a moment of building anger, she starts jumping up and down, apparently trying to speed read the labels during the fraction of a second she can see them, and catch what she can. It's no surprise that she fails miserably, and almost manages to bring the entire shelf crashing down. Now I see why me lending a hand here would be useful. Come on, let me do that. You can't jump high enough, and I don't want you to hurt yourself trying. Also, I'm like twice your height. You are not! She turns around, flaring scorn, flushed cheeks and all. Just kidding, just kidding. Anyway, I'll look up there, okay? She glares at me one more time, but can't come up with a retort. With a grudging, she turns her back to me. So I begin scrounging around the top shelf for paint, while below, Emmy crouches to scavenge what she can for the cupboards. I shake my head a little, after double-checking to ensure that you can't see me do so. Emmy having a complex about her height was a surprise. I wouldn't have joked about it otherwise. Don't you know, short people have the most anger out of anybody. It's true. It's true. Short people are very angry. At least from the short people I have met. They have an intense anger. Honestly, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I'm tall. I'm a tall person. Also, this is a joke. This is a joke. If you're a short person watching this, I love you, I appreciate you, and I'm sure that not all of you are very angry. She seems easygoing, but I guess everyone has their weak spots. Only after we have almost all the items collected and spread out on a desk at Treasure Hunter Spoils do I realize that it wasn't necessarily the height jab that got her riled up. She might not like to be told that she can't do something, like jump. But Emmy herself seems to have forgotten all about it already. Quick to anger, quick to forgive. Is she that type of person? At least she doesn't seem to have taken anything to heart. She chatters away happily while we pick up the rest of the items and then make our way back to Rin. I chivalrously carry the bulk of the materials as we make our way towards the dormitories. Rin is really stressed about getting her painting done. That's her own fault, though. She should have started earlier. Is she gonna make it? No idea. Looks good to me, but with Rin, you never know what's going on. I found her this morning lying in front of the dorm in fetal position. She hadn't slept all night. I can't believe that the night nurses hadn't found her. And now she's painting again like crazy. Yeah, I've noticed that she comes off as kinda unhinged, so to speak. Rin is unhinged. That's why she's awesome. Amy giggles at that, as well as my likely too obvious awkwardness. I don't mind it, it's just a little weird sometimes. On that, I can agree with her. Unlike me, Emmy seems to be cool with Rin's whatever it is that feels so off about her. Really, Asao? Really, Asao? I really like Rin. I really, really like Rin. Like, honestly, I'm doing Emmy right now because my Discord voted. Oh no! 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 I let the secret go. I let the secret go. Oh my god. It was a slip of the tongue. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, now you know. Now you know whose route we're doing right now. No! I let it slip. Oh. Well, now you know. Yep, we are doing someone's route. Let's, like I was gonna say, if I wasn't doing a certain somebody's route right now, I'd totally be trying to do Rin's, honestly, because I think Rin is very cool, and I would love to see more of her. Still, they don't feel close like Misha and Shizune do. With them working as a single entity sometimes, it's hard to say where one ends and the other begins. Even though they're so different, just like Emmy and Rin are. And Rin is the most different of them all, different from anyone else I've met. Yeah, I guess she's a very unique person. Everybody has their friends, like Emmy has Rin, Shizune has Misha, obviously, and Lily has Hanako, and Isawa has Kenji, I guess. I return to that word again, as if it encompasses Rin's personality by itself, but it really is just a substitute. For a lengthy description of her oddities. Unique. Emmy giggles as I grasp about for a properly descriptive word. She's just weird. You know, earlier she spent half an hour sitting on her box and stared at her toes. She giggles again in a way that makes you think she doesn't know what's funny about it. It just is. All that time. The working area is a mess, but the mural itself has taken over even more of the wall since I last saw it. Disfigured human figures have been mostly colored in tones of red, pink, and orange. Weird, imaginary things populating the spaces between. It looks nice. I can't think of any word that would describe the work concisely and comprehensively, so I settle myself in a nondescript nice. But honestly, it seems the area around the wall becomes untidier at the same rate as the mural progresses. The ground is littered with dozens of paint cans, various art supplies, and empty soda bottles. Rin herself was in the center of this chaos, standing there looking very cozy as if she were a natural part of the scene. Her pant legs have been rolled up to her knees, exposing her thin legs which sport a drying spectrum of war paintings, similar to those on Emmy's face. Emmy sprints to Rin ahead of me and gleefully jumps in front of her. I'm back! That was fast. Did he run in the corridors again? Hisao helped me! Emmy points victoriously at me. Rin turns around following Emmy's finger with her eyes, looking at my general direction. She nods absent-mindedly at me. She looks like she hasn't slept since last night, like Emmy said. A vacant, glazed stare that's focused slightly off me and movements like in a slow-motion movie. Hello, Hisao. Thank you for the help. Don't mention it. I just did. Never mind. Looks like you've made progress. Looking good as far as I can tell. But now you get more bad luck. I know, but I'm willing to take the risk. That's a very nice thing to say. For me, of course. Not for you. This is why artists are always unlucky. They have to constantly look at their unfinished paintings. So artists can't find romance, their favorite TV shows are cancelled, or they die young because of an unspecified disease. It's a deep and mysterious law of the universe. Unless they're blind. She considers this for a while, looking like she's going to fall asleep. There is a boy. At the art club, you see. Blind boy. So he doesn't see. He should become an artist. No bad luck. Guaranteed. Don't you think that'd be a good idea? That only blind people should become artists? No, not as such. ... You might have a point. Abandoning this train of thought, she turns again to consider her work and starts humming a tune that I think I recognize, but I can't remember the name of. I really like Rin. She's awesome. But we're not doing her route this time. We're doing somebody else's, who I totally didn't say. Emmy arranges the supplies we brought and moves a few paint cans around, trying to bring some organization to the scene. Emmy, I need the Prussian blue paint. Which one's Prussian blue? She's staring helplessly at 7 or 8 cans, each with a different tone of blue. It's the one with Prussian blue paint in it. Jeez, Rin, you're not helping at all. I look around as well, even though I don't know what Prussian blue looks like either. I wonder what blue has to do with Prussia, or what Prussia even is. The name sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't quite place it. While none of the blues look more Prussian than the others, the small print in the labels is legible enough to determine that none say anything about the contents being Prussian. There's, no Prussian blue here. We need to get some more, then. I opened my mouth to say that actually we're not both needed for such a simple task like finding another pot of Prussian blue, but Emmy's already grabbed my arm and started dragging me off. I waved to Rin, who doesn't seem to have noticed the two of us are even leaving. Well, she'll notice when she goes for her Prussian blue and finds out it's still not there. Maybe. ... Probably not, actually. While I'm busy thinking of how weird Rin is, Emmy's been dragging me back to the art classroom. I feel myself starting to run out of breath. What's the rush? Huh? Emmy's giving me an appraising look, as if she's trying to figure something out. It's just that you seem to be in a hurry. I'm not sure I can keep up. Comprehension dawns on her face. You're not out of breath, are you? There's almost an accusing playfulness to her tone. I'm tempted to deny it, but then I realize I've been breathing heavy since we stopped. Same, Hisao. I breathe heavy whenever I walk slightly fast. I'm not, like, fat. You know, I wouldn't say I'm skinny, but I'm not fat. I'm a good medium somewhere in there. But I am not fit, like, at all. Guess it's kind of obvious. A little. Not everybody can be in shape, you know? Takes all kinds, right? Emmy frowns. It's not a particularly good frown. That is, I should get in shape? Not that I hadn't already decided to try for that. After that flutter on the track, I figured there's a real need to get in some sort of running habit. I was, after all, feeling pretty good until I had my false alarm. Well, actually, I wasn't, but it was fun? Yeah, that's what exercise is. Exercise is just like, oh my god, I'm in so much pain, but also, that was amazing. I feel good, I feel confident. My muscles just expanded by 500 times. I could take on the world. That's what exercise is. Meanwhile, my comment seems to have helped Emmy come to some sort of decision. Well, that's it then. She gives me a serious look. You're joining me. I, beg your pardon? I beg your pardon, ma'am? I beg your pardon? In the mornings, you and I are now running partners. I've got a routine all planned out. In fact, she produces a crumpled sheet of paper. I've got it right here with me. I take the sheet of paper and give it a once-over. Times, dates, and laps all laid out. A slow increase from just a few laps a day to, my god, does she expect me to have running marathons? Where did she find the time to get this all together? How long has she been planning this anyway? You've been planning this? A little. But it's really the nurse's idea. He told me to keep an eye on you to make sure you exercise like I told you to. A vast conspiracy. Maybe Kenji's onto something here. This seems a bit much for just keeping an eye on me. Well, to be honest, I've been trying to find a running partner in the mornings for a while now. My god, Kenji, you could only see the scheme unfolding. Kenji was right the whole time. What do you need a partner for anyway? It's easier to keep up a workout if you're not the only one doing it. Isn't that obvious? You're less likely to quit if someone else is counting on you to be there, right? I see, and this won't only keep you running, but it'll make sure that I keep running as well. Meaning that I'll be obeying the nurse. And I'll be keeping an eye on you, just as he's asked. You can't quick us out. And if I refuse, I have no intention of refusing, of course. But I've got to at least put up a token resistance to such a masterfully executed plan. Well, if you refuse, I'd have to pout. And you'd have to live being the guy who made Emi Ibarazaki pout. You don't want that on your conscience, do you? As if to demonstrate, Emi begins pouting. It is the most adorable, heart-wrenching thing I've ever seen. Okay, I'll do it. Just, don't do that. I feel like I just hit a puppy. So it's settled, right? You're gonna be my running partner? Follow the workout? And the dietary plan? Dietary plan? Yeah, the dietary plan! You gotta eat healthy if you're gonna get in shape, you know? I examine the workout routine closely. I don't see a dietary plan on here. Oh, right! I forgot to give that to you! Another crumpled sheet of paper is produced and handed over. It's somewhat less detailed. I had the nurse help me come up with it. The amount of dedication the nurse has to keeping me in good health is pretty overwhelming. I don't know many school nurses who would get one of their students to spy on me, much less help come up with a dietary plan. Then again, I guess I'm not a normal school. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. Then again, this dietary plan seems to cut out just about everything that'll be offered at the festival tomorrow. So when does our running start? After the festival! Right after? What if I had something to eat there? You'd get a stomach ache, you know? I meant the day after the festival. I knew that. Wasn't there something we were supposed to be doing? Oh, I guess we should get that paint for Rin, huh? Oh no, it slipped my mind! By the time we get the paint and get back to the mural, Rin's already wandered off. Oh well. Emmy and I both decided to part ways there, leaving the paint on the ground. Rin will find it. Whenever she comes back, anyway. Rin will find it. Whenever she comes back. Oh wait, I thought it clicked. Festival's tomorrow. I'm actually a little excited for it. At the same time, this week's left me feeling pretty tired, so I read a little and then go to bed. Those are either hiccups or multiple burps. Either way, gross. Anyway, we're nearing the hour mark, and in that 1 hour, in just one episode, we've already gotten to the festival part of the game. When originally it took us like, what, 7 or 6 episodes? Anyway, the girl whose route I'm doing is a total mystery, and you don't know who it is. But either way, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Katawa Shoujo. I know we're doing a lot of retreading right now, but I hope you enjoyed the new dialogue at least. Act 1 is shaping up to be kind of different so far, you know? Although, you know, like half of it was stuff we already read before. But, you know, I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you haven't guessed whose route we're doing right now, because I totally did not blurt it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time, where we continue on the Mystery Girls route. I'll see you then. Peace.